I got an idea. How about you all sit there quietly while I make dad noises?
All right, so what we'll do to open things up, I want to just explain a little bit where the name comes from. So if you don't mind, I won't put it on the spot, but I want to just let you kind of kick things off and give everyone an idea of why the name Fathers of the Grind. Where does that come from? What's it about? What does it mean?
It's just it comes from two guys who like to play Ollie Ollie a lot. So we like to grind a lot in that game. No, I'm just kidding.
The BS is strong right out of the gate.
No, I when we were planning to put this podcast together, you and I had talked a good amount about how important the name was. So I wanted to come up with something catchy, and I'll go over some of those in a little bit. Some of the things that I threw out there first, but I actually typed in, typing in like games that start with father or have father in it, or dad, movies that have father in it, anything that had like something mainstream that had father or dad in it. And the one that came to me was Father of the Bride.
Sure.
And so I obviously pluralized the father part and put fathers, and then I was like, okay, I can't do bride, so what can I do? And then I just started thinking about it. I'm like, well, grind. It kind of works. It works for video games. You grind in video games, especially JRPGs, and then also the grind of life, your daily grind. So it fit, and it was the one that I was like, all right, that one works. And so then obviously I presented it to you, and I don't know how you felt about it at first, but I guess you could explain that.
Yeah, no, at first I saw it and I thought, I'm not sure exactly what that means, but then of course just giving it only took a couple minutes of thought, and I was like, of course that makes sense. Think about how hardcore we are into gaming. Grinding is part of that, whether it's, like you said, with RPGs or other games where you need to get up to that level required for things. We're trying to do the collect-a-thon for some games, unlocking those trophies. It can be a grind, and in a lot of ways that's a good thing. We enjoy that part of gaming. And same thing with life. There's a grind of life, too. Getting up and going to work every day, getting the kids off to school, taking care of the bills and responsibilities and chores around the house. There's a grind to life, too. So it made sense to me. It just took me a minute to process what it was about. I didn't know that you had gotten that from Father of the Bride, which I love that movie. I think it's one of Steve Martin's best. I really think it's one of Martin Short's best roles as the wedding coordinator, but we'll do that in our movie cast at some point. We'll talk about that, I guess.
Yeah.
What do you think of any, off the top of your head, any names that you had suggested? And I've got a few that I suggested too that did not make the cut. As we were looking to name our little project here, this podcast, what are some of the names that you had considered that didn't make the cut?
Well, I mean, the first, let me first start off by saying I never saw this movie, but I know it's a very popular movie. I think there's more than one. That's how uneducated I am about this movie. So again, like I said earlier, I was trying to find things with father in it. So the movie that popped out to me the most was The Godfather. So I was trying to find something that fit with The Godfather, because I knew as soon as somebody read something like along those lines, they would get it, and it would be catchy. Kind of like you didn't know Fathers of the Grind came from Father of the Bride. See, it doesn't really stick out like that. Whereas anything with the blank fathers would have meshed.
Okay,
so my first one that I sent to you was the Mod Fathers, which I really liked.
Yeah.
But I don't mod. You don't mod. So I was like, we could lie to people and act like we're modders, but we're not.
Yeah.
So that one didn't work. So then I kept thinking, I'm like, all right, what else? And so then I was like, this is easy. It's the biggest game in all of gaming. The COD Fathers. But I absolutely hate Call of Duty. No, I don't hate it, but I'm not a big fan of Call of Duty. So COD Fathers didn't work because I actually bought Call of Duty Black Ops 3, but you and I played it. How long did we play that one together?
Together, maybe 20 minutes, maybe.
Yeah, I think I died once, and you're like, come on, idiot. And then I was like, all right, delete game, delete Tim, delete.
I made you cry,
Call
and then you were out.
Yeah, I was like, this game is not for me. I hate it. So COD Fathers didn't work, and that's when I just kept kept searching for other things, and finally it ended up on Fathers of the Grind. But I really did like the Codfathers and the Modfathers actually better.
I did too.
They just
well,
didn't.
yeah, I
fit
love
for
those
us.
movies too. I love the Godfather movies, all three of them, especially 1 and 2. But yeah, so I liked that too. Some of the ones that I had thought of, and I was nowhere near as creative as you with some of the names. I liked the way that you've connected them with movies and stuff like that. Mine was just really basic stuff that somehow included the terms father and gamer or something like that, and they all sounded really dumb and really stiff and weird. But a couple of the ones that I thought could be really good would be like Daddy Wants to Play.
That just sounds creepy.
I thought that would be a good one. I also considered Go Get Daddy a Beer. Go Get Daddy a Beer. I thought that was a good one. I'm Not Your Father.
I'm not your. All right, that one's decent, but.
And then at some point we could change it to
one.
I'm Your Father. So just like real confusing show, like back and forth, like no one understands. Yeah. So I had horrible ideas. I had no ideas. So all credit to Derek for coming up with name possibilities.
Wow.
Yeah, I had really bad ones. I had some other ones that were more generic, like gaming podcasts. But I like something that really talks about our point of view. And so Fathers of the Grind it is.
Who is your daddy?
I am your father.
You fathers will understand.
My father taught me many things.
I got an idea. How about you all sit there quietly while I make dad noises?